All right, so I'm going to go over just one chapter. Most of the chapters are going to be about the same with some deviation. And I think if we go through that, then I just need to figure out what I'm going to do for the audio assignment. But this more fundamental thing right now, if we remember, we're going to go to modules. This is how the students are going to see it, how the course is going to progress. I'm going to skip over the introductory module and get into more of the meat of the course right now. So I'm going to deal with the chapters in an A and a B. So read the chapter, and I've changed, remember as we talked about, from reading notes to reading questions. This gives us a lot more options if you want to do this. And then I could, if I wanted to, I could keep this next part open until they uploaded reading questions. But the idea for the next part is to do a more in-depth response this time. Maybe it's some response questions as well in the future. And I want them to generate 250 words for both of these. That's my basic format anyway, for getting through the chapter. And sometimes, instead of watching the screen, maybe I'll have a YouTube I want them to respond to or have questions for, so on. Something more in detail, something a little bit more broad. Basic strategy. Okay, but now I get to the actual assignment, and as I'm looking at the first chapter's questions that I have, this has changed up a little bit to how I'm going to report for this. So, reading question chapter 1, I will get this into a doc and attach it in the email. So I guess I should open up. Remember, big picture, we got to decide about the outcomes. It's going to open up to this weird stuff, and then we're concerned with HUMA. And don't worry about the alignment so much here. This is just what we did a few years ago. I just want to think about the core reporting, and then remember these are in assignment groups. So right now for core reporting, which one of these do the questions seem to do? Well, an easy one for most of the questions could easily get CT1. Generate and communicate ideas by combining, changing, or reapplying. Most of the questions are going to do that. That's a good fallback. However, as I'm looking at the questions now, I think I can get intercultural competence out of it if I'm thinking in a starter basic way. So for the whole assignment group later on, maybe these get a little bit more advanced. But what is the difference between Paleolithic and Neolithic eras? Okay, slightly different culture, but I think I can justify that for intercultural. Culture, and there's one section in the book on Mesopotamia, tycoons of trade. Explain to a friend of yours not in this course why this discovery is important. Okay, that seems to me intercultural competence. Old Kingdom and New Kingdom, same basic thing as Paleolithic and Neolithic. A few important things that you learned about the Minoans. Okay, so interculture, at least understanding a different culture for cultural competence. And then this probably not so much, but that's okay because most of the assignment, I think, maybe we change this in the future if the reporting doesn't work out, somebody evaluates or I do a reevaluation and say, wait a minute, I have new information, this isn't going to work. But for right now, I'm thinking I don't go to the fallback and I tether the assignment differently. So what I'm going to do, here's the nuts and bolts of it. So I'm going to go into the reading questions, which zonks me to the assignment. So now I need to find the outcome. And I have these, if you don't remember from before, you got to get them into the course from that previous screencast. But once you get them into the course, they are here, and that was SR1. Okay, so I'm gonna use this criterion for scoring. I'm gonna put 4 points. So that way I'm just clicking the box. I'm gonna get rid of this one that doesn't matter. And so I now have one outcome tethered to it. This is important because this needs to happen before I attach it to Turnitin. If this isn't tethered before Turnitin, all sorts of problems. Got to make sure this, because I want to use this 4 points for the actual grade, I've got to have this checked. So we're going to create the rubric. So rubric is here. It is attached. But now what I also want to do, as I was just saying, I would import the question or the actual assignment here. And I also want to see, I have it in the wrong, so I want to move the assignment group from awareness and scope, was where I originally had it with the reading notes. I think we can go to, no, I think I want to stick it here with this. It was the response I was thinking about moving. So awareness, and because this is a good fallback for the reading notes, may justify some other areas. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there for right now. And then this is all getting it to Turnitin. Instead of online, I want to go to external tool. External tool, I need to find Turnitin. Turnitin, select. I'd put the dates in and all that. You gotta save. And now it's tethered to both. Whenever students submit, they're getting zonked out to Turnitin. Right, so a hyperlink to a different place. Okay, so that was the reading notes. I think I'm just going to count when they get this uploaded, I'm going to count it as attendance at that point, and then they'd go to B after that. Go to the 1B, which is going to culminate in the response. So what I have here right now, Chapter 1 response. As we discussed, a lot of the things arose from symbolic thinking. All right, so language, Stonehenge, pyramids, laws, all this sort of pretty much anything we do in the course. Pick your favorite creation. So I think I'm going to be able to move to the creative ACGM. So I'm going to have to move this assignment group. Pick your favorite creation from Chapter 1 and explain why you think it is important and or interesting in 305 words, including the words already here. That's as the notes are. So that's just 250 words beyond what I have. So 55 to 305. Including the words, just use the book for this response. So no internet sources, all that. Try to, in the prompt, keep plagiarism down. It's going to happen anyway. Try to control it as best you can. Okay, so I would I'd do the same thing, except now I need to go do it for the response. So I want to go to modules again. I'm going to do this second. I'm going to go into the Chapter 1 response. I would attach the response, but right now I'm concerned with the rubric. I need to remember there's two things here. This is doing the core outcomes, so I need to find the outcome. And here I think written is a good fallback. CT1 is a decent fallback. There are others you could pick. I think I'm going to just go with CT1 here. I'm going to use that for scoring. Get rid of this one. And again, I may change my mind in the future. At the end of the course, as they're somewhat even dispersion of all these. Create the rubric. And so now this is tethered. So now I need to edit the assignment after I've tethered the core response. And now I think I want to go to this other one, this different ACGM group. Yeah, demonstrating awareness of the creative process and why humans create. So I'm gonna get rid of that. Get rid of that for right now. Okay, so this is not the fallback. A fallback would just be the the personal response. That's fine. Or critical analysis. But I want to move it to this one. These are going to be harder to come by, I think. So I want to get them going early. And then I want to do the external tool again. Go to Turnitin. Save. And then module 1, after of course I uploaded the assignment, then I'm set. I'm set for chapter 1 anyway. So they're all going to repeat. It's going to be the same basic process for me, how I'm going to do all of these chapters. And I probably need to talk to our Canvas person to see what's working for most students. He's out today. But I'm going to look at some of this stuff on my own, think about what's worked best in the past for these oral responses, and I'll just do a separate screencast on that, because for me that's always been kind of clunk at the end. I lose too high a percentage of students just not uploading, as I believe I was telling you. So for right now, I'm going to keep this as short as possible. I know these take up a lot of time. Okay, I will talk with you.